Welcome to Fargo Talks Fargo, a podcast about the FX television series Fargo, where things are weird and I don't know. But I'm here. My name is Bill with my buddy Charpie. We are both from Fargo, and if you've made it this far into our show, you know all those things, so we could probably just, hey Charpie.
I can help. Hey.
Oh my God, did you just say I can help?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Throwback to season 2.
Season 2 reference.
Or is it season 3?
No, that's season 2. I can help.
I can help.
Wow. Thanks for that.
I loved that episode with the little rover.
I liked all the seasons. I don't know how to rate them against each other yet because they all seem to be tackling some sort of different subject matter. I don't really like rating things in that manner, like seasons against seasons.
Sure.
When they have such different topics. Anyway, wow. Season 4, Episode 7, Layaway. What's your hot dish?
Heyo, welcome to the hot dish. What is my hot dish tonight? Layaway is the name of the episode. What does that mean? That's what I was thinking the whole time. Are the kids on layaway?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. I think you're onto something there.
Yeah.
All I wrote, because when I start my notes, I write down the season, the episode, and the show title that I know. And the first thing I wrote before a second before a minute of the show aired, I wrote down something you can't afford now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we know that though. We knew that was going on. That's the whole credit card sitch. We open with that? I don't know.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's the credit card sitch. I think they're going a little bit deeper with that, or who knows, maybe I'm just going deeper into it. I think there's multiple things we can play off of. We'll kind of dive into that tomorrow when we do our deep dish.
Mm-hmm.
But layaway could have something to do with the children. It could have something, I mean, the episode kind of centered around Gaetano, so it's like the Italians. It's like Loy Cannon has Gaetano on layaway.
A little bit. He's like they've got merchandise they need to get back.
Yep. Didn't department stores make an attempt to bring layaway back like a few years ago?
They did. I think it was Walmart, wasn't it?
That could be it.
I remember the first time I didn't know people that put anything on layaway because of the credit card era.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Walmart tried to bring it back. I don't remember.
I remember Shields had a layaway program that I knew people used.
Shields, for those who don't know, is a local sporting goods store that also has clothing and hunting gear, and they're massive.
It's sort of like a Bass Pro Shop, but a little bit more sports and stuff.
Yeah.
But they're not just local anymore. They're expanding. We even have them in Colorado now. Did you know that?
Yeah, they're massive. Yes, I did know that.
So I never used layaway myself. Have you? You haven't. I don't know how it works. Do they take the merchandise and actually like put it away in a little like cubby?
Yes, that's the theory, is that they set it aside for you, and that when you pay for it, then you can have it. Whereas credit, on the other hand, it's the opposite
system
to me of credit. Credit instead is they give it to you right away, and you pay for it later, if at all.
Yeah, so you can get that instant gratification.
Yeah. This episode, it's got me thinking a little bit as usual, but I don't know. I feel like this is part of picking up speed, but we're seeing a little bit of Loy's strategizing and being the smarter, more methodical man.
Yeah, we're seeing both Loy and Josto strategize, and you're seeing how like vastly different they are. It's fun to watch the crew members of each side stare at their leader and try to figure out what are they plotting, like what are the gears, what's going on with those gears turning inside their heads. And you can tell like Ebel is like, what the fuck, Josto? Like, I don't trust anything you're doing. But Loy's crew members are like a little bit more trusting, but also a little like WTF, mate. So that was kind of fun.
They're similar but different in the fact that Justo's like double-crossing people and doing it for his own personal gain, and Loy has something larger and more, I assume, more to everybody's benefit. You know what? I don't remember exactly the comment, but he said, "People in my family aren't trying to kill me," basically.
Yeah.
Are trying to trade my death for anything. And that's where, wasn't that where he talked about Opal? Opal said, yeah, he's more of an eye for an eye guy. No, that was a different scene. That was the scene with Otis. Otis sitting in the bench talking.
Yes, Otis. Otis and Deffy. What did you think about that?
I did send you a link, then we'll probably try to get to it just because it'll be a quick point. I don't think it's massive. I sent you a link to that
Blood Atonement.
Blood Atonement, which is we have not done very well with our Mormon research this year, but we'll check into that. I came to one big point this episode, which is the thing I'm just going to mention now.
Give it to me.
We're in the scene. This is where it came to me. So this is where in the episode it came to me. So, there's the whole Loy's wife, and that he goes into the room to tell her, they think Satchel is dead.
Right.
And I'm starting to sit there and go, okay, so everybody thinks Satchel's dead. The only person who doesn't know he's dead right now is Josto and a few people, right, in that circle.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep thinking, what if he has this choice that we heard last episode, so he may never go home. And I'm like, is this how he becomes Mike Milligan?
Yeah, I when I heard Loy's wife scream, in my mind, she thinks he's dead. In my mind, he is basically dead now, forever.
In a way,
from
for
her
some
life.
people.
Yeah. I do think he's gone forever from the Cannon family.
You do.
Yep.
And it got me thinking about an email I got from listener Marissa. Thanks again for sending more stuff in, but and I'm not going to go too deep web on what she sent in, but it was just there's no place like home, and there are two people. I think that was her email. I got to double check. Oh my goodness. It's tough. We got quite a few emails this week, so I appreciate that.
We'll cover them tomorrow.
We can cover them tomorrow. She's questioning whether there might be two Dorothys. Both Satchel and Ethelreda are representing something different. Because what else? Everything else is doubled. Why can't more of the characters be doubled?
I think we can sort of hit on that a little bit last week because we were talking about, how maybe there's two Tin Men and there's two Lions and stuff like that. If we're sticking with the Ratapiaglio, I think she's right. I think you're right. I think there are two of everybody.
Yeah, or multiples in some cases and not in others. But yeah, is this what it becomes, that he changes his name because for him there is no place like home? Meaning, I don't want to go back home. I have something else. I'm leaving this life. The unfortunate dream world he's in, like Dorothy. He doesn't want to click his heels and go back to it. He wants something completely different, and that's not outside of his realm. So I just thought maybe Satchel will find that things are better away from home, but I don't know.
And then he gets sucked right back in.
What else? Is there any major things that? I mean, to me, that was so far the biggest thing that clicked with me. I mean, there's a lot of things, but this is the hot dish.
I just keep looking at that big O scar on Calamari's face.
Calamari, yeah.
And I don't know, I'm trying to read into it. I don't know if all the circles and O's are another Oz reference. I don't know if in my mind it popped.
I think they are.
And maybe this is, again, maybe we're beating the whole Oz thing, beating a dead horse there. But I was thinking this episode, like maybe Calamita's Oz, and maybe they're just trying to maybe they're just trying to make it so obvious. Like, no, it's this guy with the big O on his face, because he is an ugly character who's like pulling strings in all directions.
Sure.
Might be a stretch, but
yeah. I don't know. I'm noticing them. I think that's very advantageous that it's taking place around Christmas, so there's lots of wreaths and O's and things on the door, so I like that observation a lot. I'm still moderately sticking to my thoughts that America is Oz.
That's my favorite theory so far.
It still feels that way because of what Loy said, because he said, this in America, we have confidence, man, tricksters, snake oil salesmen. And I still think he's referencing we're a country of liars. And what is the country based on, what is Oz more? And I'm not talking about the Wizard of Oz. I'm talking about Oz in a greater concept. Like,
sure, yeah.
pull back the curtain. What is our country really? It's not all we make it up to be. And that doesn't always, here's the other deal. That doesn't have to mean it's a failure. At some point, though, you have to look at the thing for what it is, warts and all. Now, I'm not trying to come off as like some sort of America's terrible and I'm anti-American. I just mean there's shit going on and there's a dual nature. There's a dual nature to all of these things. So
yeah, in that scene, Loy said, he don't rob you as much as trick you into robbing yourself.
There you
Which
go.
is a great analogy for the Republican Party, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah,
boy.
I went there. They don't rob you as much as they trick you into robbing yourself. Mic drop, leaving it in. Hotdish.
I won't say anything about that outside of it's Sunday night. Whoever you vote for, I hope whoever you vote for, you go out and vote. That's my stance. Hey, everybody gets a fair shake. Get out there, cast your vote, and we'll go from there. Speaking of creepy characters, just kidding. Mr. Snowman made a small appearance.
Oh, yeah. How did
want to know what? I was almost positive he was going to appear the minute I saw Ethelrita go into that room, and if you look on that little table, there's a snowman, and I don't believe in these coincidences.
Oh, wow. I missed that. There's
a little snowman sitting on a table on the opposite end of the room, way back by the door. And I know it's Christmas and everyone says that, but I don't, I'm sorry. These people that make these shows are so much smarter than that. And they think about things and they're fun and they like to do that kind of stuff. But
yeah,
I just like that they just, what's the box where you flip the switch and it opens up and then the little finger reaches up and turns it off?
I don't know what they call those, but there's
the useless box or whatever. It kind of hit me as a little bit of a useless box, though. Like, here I am, just kidding, I'm going back inside. And then there was the knock on the... I thought that was kind of fun.
What are we going to find out about the snowman? I love that little sort of thing that just hangs out there that we still know nothing about. What a great thing to thread through a season. Like this little tiny thing that comes in and out and weaves in and bobs and twirls and makes you wonder.
It's the UFO alien stuff from season 2. I actually really love it. I love the absurdity of it. But isn't that the Coen Brothers universe that some people don't think we have to keep talking about sometimes? But it is. Jesus, the frickin' dudes are executive producers of the show still. So if you don't think this is still connected to a Coen story, you're kidding yourself. It's literally connected to Coen Brother money. I don't think they have a ton of say over stuff, but
they keep it organized.
I do want to know. There's some. I know phone calls happen. It's a real thing, phone calls. But we've had 7 episodes. I'm bringing something up. Sorry, that's called a non sequitur. The transitions that involve a phone have been interesting to me. There was a phone transition.
New concept.
No, don't you remember what you were talking about? There's one where they transitioned on a phone call from somebody else's desk to the phone on the street in that shop when they went and talked to Rabbi Milligan. There's been a few places where there's been these phone transitions. I just think they're fun. That's all. I don't think there's a deep meaning in them. Nobody's calling from outer space.
There is something fun and whimsical about phones and phone lines and power lines. I'm sort of a neatnik. I'm a minimalist. I like things clean and tidy. But I've grown...
You're so tidy about that statement that you said sort of? You could cut the sort of out of it. You could just say, I'm a neatnik.
Okay, well, what I'm going to say
your
is...
desk.
I have grown... So one thing that has bothered me, growing up is power lines and phone lines and telephone poles and stuff like that because... they just create this mess. It just looks like a mess outside. Everywhere above you, all this just it's like you're looking at somebody's dinner table that's just full of shit, and you're just like, how do you even use that dinner table? It's just like got mail and phones and chargers and newspapers all piled up on your dinner table. Well, I've learned through lots of therapy that I've grown to love telephone poles and power lines.
Really?
Because it's like this, you just got to think of it as this like whimsical thing, like all these like marionette strings that are just like tying us together, like almost literally, like connecting us with all these threads. And then when you think of it like that, it's kind of lovely to think about. It's like it's more of like a weird Dr. Seuss-ish kind of thing, where we're not hiding all the strings that are attaching us. It's just like whatever. It's loose, and we're all connected through this web of yarn. How about that for your hot dish?
This is completely unrelated to the show, and I'm gonna say it wrong. It's a Jewish phrase. I think it's eruv. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
ERUV. I want you to look that up just from a line perspective if you want to get yourself into a weird rat hole. The eruv is it's a wire that goes around a huge chunk of Manhattan, and I'll just send you a link to it. But
okay.
it's this wire that goes around Manhattan, and it allows for people, observant Jews, to be able to do certain things on the Sabbath. It's like a workaround. It's pretty clever. But when you were thinking of wires that connect people, you should check that out. People should check that out. It's interesting. It's an interesting concept.
I'll check it out.
I feel like this is another shovelful of this snow building up, and it's gonna eventually cascade pretty rapidly.
Sure, you don't feel like we're just pushing around the same shovelful of snow in a parking lot over and over and over again.
This doesn't feel as Sisyphean. Oh God, I can't.
Sisyphean?
You know what? It doesn't feel so Sisyphus. Like this is gonna go over the hill and it's gonna build steam, and I think these dual plans by two bosses, I think they're going to be, I'm more curious what the Venn diagram of chaos is going to be. Mutual chaos. I don't know what it's going to be. I really don't. I have no idea what's going to happen in the next episode. I thought Gaetano was going to be toast at some point tonight. I thought he maybe would be dead. But now I'm more like, is it going to implode the Italians? Is he going to go home and just he's a tornado now, right? He's, he's said it. My brother's a tornado. Is he going to go wreck the house, so to speak? The house that's divided. Yeah. So
let's leave it at that because there's a lot to talk about there, and time's up.
And I'm out of ginger ale, so.
All right.
We'll see you tomorrow night, man.
See ya.